Welcome back to our channel, you guys. Today is Tuesday, a beautiful day, but honestly, I am just sitting here staring at my screen and rubbing my temples because these spoilers for the bold and the beautiful are wild. I'm a bit tired today, so grab a coffee and let's just dive right into the absolute chaos that is coming up on July 14th, 2026. And let's just start with Daphne Rose Walton because wow, just wow. The writers are really going there, aren't they? Daphne and Carter Walton, they just got married. They had this beautiful wedding, this beautiful start to their life together, and all they wanted was to start a family. But it just hasn't been happening, month after month of trying, month after month of hoping, negative test after negative test. And you know how that goes on a soap. It's never just a simple delay. There's always a massive medical crisis waiting in the wings. So Daphne decides to go to the doctor just to make sure everything is okay. She just wants to be sure there is no underlying medical reason why she is not pregnant yet. She is hoping for a quick fix, maybe some vitamins or a minor treatment. The doctor hopes everything will be fine, or whatever is preventing conception can be easily treated. But no, we are getting a full-blown tragedy here. Dr. Lee Finnegan is the one delivering the news. And Lee, bless her heart, she is usually so stoic and professional. But the spoilers say she walks into that hospital room with a deeply sad look on her face. You know the look. That classic soap opera doctor look where they hold the clipboard to their chest and take a deep breath before ruining someone's life. Unfortunately, it looks like Lee has to deliver some truly terrible news. Lee has to tell Daphne the test results, and the news is not good. It looks like Daphne is going to be diagnosed with severe infertility. She can't have a baby the traditional way, and my heart just breaks for her. It really, really does. I mean, Carter has wanted a family for so long. Remember his whole history. He always wanted to be a father. He wanted a family with Zoe. He wanted a family with Quinn. He wanted a family with Paris. He has been searching for his happily ever after for years. And Daphne wanted to give him that perfect family. So Carter is going to be there, trying to be the strong husband. He's going to try and pivot right away to other options. Because that's what Carter does. He's a fixer. He's a lawyer. He solves problems. But Daphne is just going to be paralyzed by grief. She is going to be completely crushed. Decades ago, a diagnosis like this would have meant a couple just couldn't have kids. It would have been the end of the road. But today, there are so many options. Surrogacy, adoption, IVF. Daphne and Carter just need to figure out what option is best for them. However, Daphne and Carter are going to need time. They need time to mourn the biological child they thought they were going to have. They need time to get used to the idea that their family is going to look completely different from what they pictured in their heads. It is a devastating blow, and it is going to take a massive toll on their new marriage. And maybe I'm being too harsh on the writers, but I actually think having Lee deliver this news is a brilliant touch. Think about it. Lee adopted Finn. She is an adoptive mother. She knows firsthand that biology isn't the only thing that makes a family. She raised John Finn Finnegan, loved him as her own, protected him from Sheila Carter, and built a whole life with him. So Lee is in the perfect position to gently guide Daphne toward the idea of adoption. She can speak from the heart. And let's not forget Zende Forrester Domings. Zende is adopted too. Kristen and Antonio adopted him from Africa years ago. So the Forrester, Logan, and Walton universe has a rich history of beautiful adoption stories. Maybe Daphne and Carter will go down that route. Maybe they will find a child who needs a loving home. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. But wait, let my tired brain spin a wild theory for a second. What if Melissa Dillon gets pregnant? Hear me out. Dylan is currently messing around with RJ Forrester, but she also has a massive crush on Will Spencer. What if she ends up pregnant? It's a huge scandal, and somehow Daphne and Carter end up secretly adopting Dylan's baby. Okay, maybe that's too wild even for the bold and the beautiful. But stranger things have happened. I'm just putting it out there. But speaking of Melissa Dillon, let's talk about the absolute mess that is the younger crowd right now. Because my goodness, the drama at the beach house has been out of control. A few episodes ago, we saw Will Spencer completely lose his mind. He was drowning in guilt over hiding the Logan corporate secrets from Elektra, hiding the fact that Hope defected to Logan, hiding the fact that Wyatt and Shauna are starting a rival jewelry line. The pressure just broke him, and he snapped. He violently attacked RJ Forrester, punched him repeatedly in the face at the beach house. It was brutal, and Elektra was horrified, rightfully so. She threw her necklace at Will, packed her bags, and permanently moved out of the beach house. She told him it's over, done, finished. She cannot be with a man who resorts to violence and deception. And then Ridge Forrester stepped in, acting like the overbearing patriarch, and gave Elektra a harsh ultimatum. Ridge told her she had to completely sever ties with Will to save her career at Forrester Creations. Ridge called Will a dangerous threat. Which, by the way, is peak hypocrisy considering Ridge literally just punched Bill Spencer in the face at the office. But whatever, Ridge is gone a Ridge. So now, the spoilers for Tuesday, July 14th show that Dylan just found out Elektra moved out of the beach house. Elektra is confiding in Dylan. Elektra tells Dylan the whole story. She says she can never, ever go back to Will Spencer. The violence was too much. The lies were too much. But even though Elektra says she can't go back, that doesn't mean the feelings are just instantly gone. Elektra is traumatized and heartbroken. And as Elektra is crying and venting, Dylan is just sitting there. And her eyebrow goes up. You guys know what I mean. That subtle little soap opera eyebrow raise that means trouble is brewing. Because Dylan has been carrying a torch for Will for a while now, she has suppressed feelings for him. And now that Elektra has officially dumped him, Dylan sees an opening. Dylan might just go after Will. Honestly, what is Dylan thinking? There is a thing called the girl code. You do not go after your friend's toxic ex-boyfriend 5 minutes after she moves out of his house. You just don't. But Dylan is tempted. She is so tempted. She knows she shouldn't start dating Will right after Elektra leaves, but she might not be able to stop herself. She could lose absolutely everything if she does this. Dylan is breaking the ultimate girl code by going after her friend's ex. I understand Dylan still has feelings for him, but she is just Plan B who actually wants to be the backup option for a guy. Nobody with any self-respect, anyway. Will is clearly still obsessively in love with Elektra. He is just lonely and desperate right now. If Dylan swoops in, she is just going to be a warm body to distract him from his pain. And it's not just her friendship with Elektra that is on the line. Dylan needs to look at the reality of the consequences here. She just got a lucrative new job. She was reassigned to be RJ Forrester's personal assistant. RJ and Dylan even shared a passionate, magical evening together at the beach house. So she has this budding romance with RJ, and she has this great job working for the Forresters. If she goes running after Will Spencer, the guy who just beat up her boss RJ, the guy who Ridge Forrester just banished from the family, she is committing professional suicide. Ridge will fire her so fast her head will spin. Elektra will hate her forever. She could lose absolutely everything. Dylan really needs to think this through carefully. I can totally see her trying to be with Will, but keeping it a massive secret. Sneaking around in the shadows, hiding it from RJ, hiding it from Elektra, hiding it from Ridge. But secrets never stay buried in Los Angeles. Elektra will find out soon enough. And that will be enough to completely destroy their friendship and Dylan's new job. But of course, the universe is going to test her. The spoilers reveal that Dylan is going to run into Will, and Will is just a complete wreck. He is howling at the moon like a werewolf over losing Elektra. He's heartbroken, he's alienated, he's isolated. Ridge has banned him from Forrester. His own mom, Katie, caused the corporate mess that ruined his life. He has nobody, so when he sees Dylan, he is going to pour his heart out. He's going to share his side of the story, his heartbreak, his pain. And Dylan, being Dylan, is going to want to comfort him? She's going to want to be the shoulder he cries on. Will is going to open up about his misery, which is only going to add to the temptation for Dylan to cross the line. And we all know where comforting leads on this show. A hug turns into a lingering look turns into a kiss, and suddenly they are in bed together making the biggest mistake of their lives. Will is vulnerable, Dylan is eager. It is a recipe for absolute disaster. And what about Will? Will was advised by Bill to just forget Ridge's hypocrisy and fight for Elektra. Bill told him not to give up, but Will is starting to realize he can't control his temper. He admitted to Katie that he's losing his cool and he doesn't know why. Is there a medical issue? A mental health crisis? Or is he just a spoiled Spencer throwing a tantrum because he got caught in his own lies? Whatever it is, Will is not in a healthy place to start a new relationship with Melissa Dillon. He needs therapy, not a rebound hookup. But he won't be able to just forget Elektra. He's going to keep obsessing over her, which is only going to break Dylan's heart in the end. He is going to use Dylan to fill the void, and Dylan is going to let him because she is blinded by her crush. It is so frustrating to watch. I just want to reach through the screen and shake her. Wake up, Dylan. You have a great job. You have RJ Forrester practically eating out of the palm of your hand, and you are going to throw it all away for Will Spencer. What were they thinking? Honestly, who actually believes this is going to end well? Not me. But I'll be glued to my screen anyway, because this train wreck is just too good to look away from. The fallout from this is going to be massive. If RJ finds out that Dylan is sneaking around with the guy who just beat him up, RJ is going to lose his mind. The Forrester and Spencer corporate war is already at a boiling point, and this messy love triangle or square, I guess, is just going to throw gasoline on the fire. So, what storyline are you guys most looking forward to on Tuesday, July 15th, 2026? Are you more invested in Daphne and Carter's heartbreaking medical journey? Or are you here for the messy, toxic drama between Will, Elektra, RJ, and Dylan? Let me know in the comments below. I'm exhausted just thinking about all this drama, but you know I'll be back tomorrow to recap it all over again.